That's not very bright. However, what it did was delay action on SSL that could have saved a lot of money. It could have saved maybe some of UCA money. Some of the other hundreds of depositors that we learn today in a media article, they only get cents on the dollar. However, the delay did allow Andrew to take out his money out of SSL before he crashed. And I'm not saying that it was deliberate, but it was a happy coincidence for Andrew. Happy coincidence for Andrew. The other, I tell you, Jamaica is a strange place. The financial sector adjustment and the fallout occurred 3 decades ago in the 90s. But if you follow some administration-friendly journalists, they want to make it the story of today. That seems strange. Why is that? Well, I'm going to suggest why that is. Because they prefer to talk about that as a distraction, so you don't talk about the 28 accounts with the nearly 500 million going through those accounts over the of a couple of years. They don't want you to talk about the millions of dollars in cash deposited to the Prime Minister's personal account from unknown depositors. And I am quoting from the Integrity Commission report. So if you think you can frighten me with any threat of spraying writs, me no afraid of no man, no girl, no nothing. They don't want us to talk about the Prime Minister bringing a suit to declare the Integrity Commission Act unconstitutional when his administration was the one who passed it through Parliament. When his administration was the ones who appointed the commissioners who oversaw the preparation and issuing of this damning report on the Prime Minister. You tell me, anybody who read that report, shame. Any well-thinking person must shame. But we're trying to distract from that. What we have now, why Nigel decided to cut. Nigel, the man who said, who justified giving himself a 200% salary increase because it would retain the best and the brightest in politics. Get him a cut. I guess he's not the best or the brightest. But he's leaving at a time when the World Bank says Jamaica's economy is going to grow at half the rate of the rest of the Caribbean. And that's after excluding Guyana, which we know is growing fast. He's leaving at a time when the economy has been in decline 8 or 9 consecutive quarters. The BOJ says it's going to shrink in the quarter that just ended September, and we might be in recession by the end of the year. He's leaving at a time when tourist arrivals are down, when past due loans in the banking sector are the highest they have been in 7 years. He's leaving at a time with a legacy of having bullied public sector workers to accept 20% and then turn around and give himself a 200% increase. He's leaving at a time when many schools in South Manchester, and I dare say South St. Elizabeth and St. Elizabeth generally, are still in states of disrepair and cannot be completed. He's leaving at a time when in this region, the maternal mortality rate in hospital is 10 times in 2022 compared to what it was in 2017. That's 10 times as many mothers and children die in the process of childbirth, pregnancy and childbirth. Yet at the same time, we are rewarding Megamart by spending over 1.5 billion to rent and fix up an empty space since 2019. Comrade, we are living in strange times. What is being rewarded is corruption. What is being rewarded are the cronies and cumberos of the Jamaica Labour Party. But do not worry, as time soon come. Time soon come when we will put Mark Holding in Jamaica. Time soon come when we will put Norman Scott in Garden House. Time soon come when the people of St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and all over Jamaica will be liberated from this corrupt, uncaring government. One love, one heart.
Why, you know, say, Comrade Bounty have a lot of interest from September where you want to get off of interest. But true, pick up Comrade Bounty one more time. So we move right along to the General Secretary of the People's National Party, a man who was afraid to mince his word, the doctor, and I say to pronounce them, Comrade Dr. Nathan Cameron.
They can't keep up with the man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vines up next to the ground. They will never ever take my crown. Who bless, I say no minders. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for reserves. They found no weapon, just only a drovers. Society turns around.
Peace. Current leader and the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, a man who is honorable even before he went into Parliament. Current leader Mark Holding. Comrades all on the platform, comrades in the audience, and of course, we're bridging the man that is the reason why we're here today. The Vice President of the party, the Mayor of Spanish Town, and the candidate for Southeast St. Elizabeth, Comrade Norman Scott. Respect you. Well, comrades, I want to say just a few things to you this evening. Because I hear them say when we got a meeting, if we talk about what we are going to do. But me still believe that at least one somebody still have to talk about whatever going with. At least one of we must talk about what them going on with. And I stand here this evening like Comrade Peter Bunting. Not afraid of anybody who might want to sue or do anything like that. Because I stand here this evening to say me shame because my Prime Minister is a liar. And when I was growing up in Bamboo in St. Anne, my granny tell me, say, every liar I said the Prime Minister is a liar because when Justice Panton said there are people who don't read the report, I never mean matter. Because I have read the report. And if you go to page 17 of the report, it says that on August 31, 2023, the Prime Minister met with the Integrity Commission at the office of the Prime Minister, and they told him that he has assets that are, there's a possibility that he has assets that are disproportionate to his lawful income. It means that he owns more than one PA can afford. That is what we call illicit enrichment. It is in the report. When the Prime Minister come and trying to sue people, what he is attempting to do, and to be frank, he has succeeded in doing it. Because civil society and the media get scared and no longer want to talk about it. But it is in the report that the Prime Minister of this country knew more than 1 year ago that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment. We don't want a Prime Minister like that. We want a Prime Minister that when he talk, we can believe what he says. If the Prime Minister knows that the discussion about illicit enrichment was the most topical issue in the country for a year, and he was under investigation and assessor to nobody, what else is he hiding from the people of this country? So, I am not going to be afraid to talk because in same Agosuki. I realize that the Labour Party is trying to say that their administration is the best administration. It is a lie from the pit of hell. It is a lie from the pit of hell because the Labour Party by any measurement is currently failing the people of this country. And for some strange reason, whenever we say that they are failing in how they are dealing with education or healthcare, they make it look like we say them get zero. But when we used to go to school coming leader, you never forget zero for fail. If you get under 50%, the 50 is the pass mark, you fail, you know? So if you get 49% but a 50 on the pass mark, you fail one. So when we say they are failing, it does not mean that they have done nothing at all. So it is true that Tufton has fixed the health center, but when it comes down to the delivery of healthcare, he is failing because people are being admitted and sitting on chairs and laying down on cardboard. Thus he's getting a failing grade for the Ministry of Health. When we say that Flavor is failing, it doesn't mean that she hasn't given out 10 tablets, even though it's 400,000 students we have. It does not mean that she has not given out a whiteboard, but it means that only 18% of students are passing 5 subjects, to include maths and English. 1 in every 5, they are failing the children of this country. When we say that they are failing infrastructure, it don't mean that they have not built any road at all. But what it means is that the road net network in Jamaica is in the worst condition that it has ever been, because everywhere you go, you have your dodge from pothole on the public roads in Jamaica. When we say they are failing with crime, it does not mean that they have not bought 1 or 2 police vehicles or a bulletproof vest here and there. But what it means is that when they took over, murders were at 1,200, and for every single year of this government, the murders in this country have been more than when they inherited it. What it means is that because of their state of emergency, they have displaced criminals, and so now you have murders taking place in some peaceful area where it never used to happen before. Some place in St. Elizabeth, some place in Manchester, some place in Clarendon, and in Westmoreland that we now have murders. We never used to have those sort of crimes before. When we say they are failing with cost of living, we're not saying that they don't do nothing at all. But what we are saying is that if you go to the supermarket now, every single person that walk up to the cashier leaves something at the cashier counter because they cannot afford what they put in the basket. How can it be that Southeast St. Elizabeth as the junior minister of agriculture, Southwest St. Elizabeth as the full minister of agriculture, St. Elizabeth produced a quarter of the food in Jamaica. There's a hurricane that affects St. Elizabeth, and with the junior minister and the minister of agriculture, we have farmers within the parish of St. Elizabeth who can't get seeds, who can't get fertilizer, who can't get access to farm road, who can't get access to land, who have no storage, where there's no irrigation, there is no money to help them farm. It is a disgrace. They want to tell us that they are doing well. Agriculture employs the most people in the country, but it does not make the most contribution to the country. How can it be that Floyd Green won't tell me say him a good minister of agriculture, and Frank wants to say him a good deputy, when they have not taken one item out of the importation basket in this country? Between the 8 years that they have been there, the country's importation bill has almost doubled. All this government cares about is to give importation permits to their friends, and they are killing the local farmers of this country. How can it be that Malware One Hardware, Malware One Haberdashery, and then get importation permits for onion when the farmers in St. Elizabeth have onion that they reap and it has spoiled because their member of parliament has given out a permit that caused them not to be able to sell their produce? Time come now. It is time for the PNP supporters to get serious, that by any means necessary that is peaceful and lawful, we are going out there with the power of the pencil, and when they call that election, I don't care what the name of the person representing the PNP, me I look for the head and I'm casting my X squarely beside the head. Scotty, I I'm a friend and a good representative. But when you go out there to vote, this is not about Scotty. This is about the future of our country. This is about the PNP rescuing Jamaica from this cruel and corrupt and wicked administration. So comrades, I just want to appeal to you that you have to go out there and you have to friend up who you have to friend up. You have to get things right. You have to go do the canvas. You have to get the workers then in place, because it is not long from now that they will have to go to the people, because we see them running around about them what called by-election after by-election. We are saying tonight that we refuse to continue with a Prime Minister who has no respect locally, regionally, or internationally. We refuse to continue with a Prime Minister that is under investigation. We refuse to continue with a Prime Minister that is taking the laws of the country to fight against corruption to court to try and strike them down. We want decent people in leadership, people that we can be proud of. So we said to the Labour Party from Junction in St. Elizabeth, no matter with the by-election, call the general election. Now let us go and pause, because time comes and we choose change. The world is low.
Feels right, so easy. I when you're rolling with the army, that's no scary. They represent the Gaza. Hey! We don't fear nobody, no fear nobody. We don't fear nobody, no fear.
The General Secretary, I'm just lucky one boy that you know one more time for Dr. David Campbell speaking as it is. So comrades, we're down to our final 3 speakers. What I bring to you now, 25 years as councillor, 3 terms as the mayor of Spanish Town, and he has decided to return to the parish of his birth. As a Southeast St. Elizabeth, Junction, Malvern, Myersville, Southfield, stand up and be counted and welcome Norman Newton Scott, next member of Parliament.
Chairman, Government Party Leader, and the next Prime Minister, anytime them call. Anytime them call. Colleague, officers, General Secretary, respect. Comrade VP, of respect. Comrade, next Member of Parliament, of South West, Comrade Miranda. And Comrade for Northwest, Comrade Patricia. My colleagues from St. Catherine,
my colleagues from St. Catherine, and I host of them there. Not for them there. But I leave her for the last. My own MP. She never liked when I leave. But she said I leave. But they're bigger up because they are coming like brother and sister. So, Robert Denise, you know that they can't separate. Not at all. Comrade, colleague councillors from all over. Colleague mayors from all over. You see these four? They opened their arms for me, and I respect that. They opened their arms and they have said to me, "No man, come home. Come home." And you might wonder when I say come home, because a lot of you think I'm a stranger to this place. I'm no stranger to this place. Well, let them say what they want to say. Because when them walk over a place named Goshen, I ask about a man named Son Scott. That's my big brother. I used to roam the place as a youth. Not to mention, I have two handsome sons come from a place called Vineyard. So when them think I'm a stranger, me is no stranger. I'm at home. So comrades, workers, warriors, visitors to Southeast St. Elizabeth, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we are going to be rejoiced. Comrades, I am here to stay, and I'm here. I come in peace. Comrades, I come in peace. Respect. You know, PB and I, we have some serious close relationship. Yes. And I tell you something. I was telling somebody something the other day, PB, and I said, why? I'll tell you after the meeting why some things happen. Yes. But trust me, this is a man who understands the political game. Not just on the periphery, but he understands everything about politics. Comrade Mark, PB. Yeah. So comrades, we're in Southeast St. Elizabeth, and I'm here to stay. I'm here to, and where is Comrade Len Blake? You gone? Where is Richie Parchment? Where's Richie? Richie, oh my, you have to come beside me, man. Because I want to let them know that we are in a game and we are on a mission. That what Comrade, former MP, now deceased, Derek Rochester, started and where it went. And Comrade Len Blake took it, and Comrade Richie take it from there, and it stopped there. Well, I'm here to complete and continue that mission. Comrades, I understand your plight. Today, we tore sections of the constituency. And my God, for a constituency that carries roughly 12% of the total agricultural output of this country. It is shame on a man who is the second in charge of agriculture in this country and is the member of parliament. Shame on him. When we look at the roads, they have the main road, which is fairly good. But when you talk about and you turn off, my God, party leader, is a shame. So comrades, I understand the plight of the people of Southeast St. Elizabeth. And I tell you this, we're going to look at the youths, because I know that the youths, they're always asking about farm work, farm. But let me tell you something. We are going to have some farm work farms. But that is just a drop in the bucket. When we travel the entire constituency, Comrade Leader and Comrade GS, all the community centers are locked up. Every one of them. And when you look at the condition that they are in, shame on the member of parliament, because all we have is youngsters wanting to be trained. And I will tell you, comrades, one of my first thing when I become member of parliament is to reopen all of these community centers, because we're going to set up training, comrades, because we understand. Just on Friday, we were over by Southfield, and a youngster, I can bet he's in the audience there. He told me that he is an electrician and he can do all kind of things. And when I listened to that young man, I said to myself, oh my God, we have to open these training centers so that these youngsters don't have to rely on just farm work. They can be trained in all the different spheres. And guess what? The people overseas will be begging for you to come and work for them, instead of us saying we want farm work farms. So comrades, the first thing that we are going to look at is open these training centers to train youngsters. Comrades, this town of Junction, Comrade Leader, is the fastest developing town in Jamaica as it relates to economics. You know that the people of Southeast and Junction, they have to go down to Santa Cruz or Black River if they want to do anything with government. There is no tax office, yet still, PB, them have one, pay how much money and not 99. And Junction need a tax office. So Comrade Leader, I know you are the people at heart, and I know you are going to look at it to make sure that we find the space and put the resources in so that the people of Junction and its surround can do their business without having to leave out of Junction to go do their business. So comrades, when we look at health care, comrade, where is Richie? Comrade Richie, you know that there is a clinic in Junction, and you know you have to reach far with it to have it as a type 5 clinic. Well, I can tell you, comrades, when Mark Jefferson Golding get to that promised land and I walk up Duke Street with him, I can tell you that that type 5 clinic will be a reality. So I will tell you, business people in Southeast Junction and its environment, don't be despondent because hope is in the rising. Mark Jefferson Golding is on his way to Jamaica House. It will mean that the business people are going to be able to do their business in a more amicable and easier way. Comrades, when we look at the police station down at Nain, oh my God, Daggy, it's in a terrible state. Comrades, I'll tell you something. I was around Bull Savannah yesterday and I hear that comrade leader is 7 years now. Them not getting a running water. 7 years. Shame on them. Shame on them. Comrades, we already have the plan. We don't have to go dig up and go look for a new plan, Richie. Because you started it. And when Comrade Ian Haynes become the Minister of Water, we are going to make sure that Bulsa once again have running water in their community. Comrades, I can go on and tell you plenty more things, but I will just say to you, comrades, that you heard Comrade Din spoke about the farmers, and I will tell you, we're coming to have a meeting with the farmers because we are going to lay out the plan for the farmers. 12% of the total agricultural food production of this country come from this constituency alone. And we're going to deal with it in a way that you, the people, are going to benefit. So, comrades, time come. Time come. Time come, comrades. Time come. The time has come when we will have a representative that represents all the people of the constituency. No more when you go to get benefit, you get something on a green paper. Because I know not all of you want the green paper. And some of you will tear it up. Some of you are not going to take it. You need a member of parliament who, if he gets benefit from the resource of taxpayers, it is distributed to those who are in need and not those who are the greedy. Comrades, time come, and the time has come. But I just have one more thing to say to you, comrades. One more thing to say to you. And I want to big up my friend, Comrade Manlian. Of respect. You're one of the leading business person in this community. Enough respect to you. But comrades, and all the other business people, I want big enough. Comrades, I just want to say to all of you that we had a good day today. Our motorcade was nice. We're enjoying ourselves. But the work has just begun. I want us up tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you're going to say to your neighbor, me and my neighbor, we tired of labor. Me and my neighbor, can't take no more pressure on the labor. Me and my neighbor, I go foot out labor. But comrades, we're going to walk from premise to corner, and we're going to spread the gospel. The gospel according to Mark Golding. That the time has come when all the PNP voters, all the PNP supporters, all who did vex with Richie, forget about that, because time come. All who did vex with Lenny, the time come. All who did vex about Wayne, the time come. Time come, comrades, because we're going to walk from corner to corner. Richie, me, Lenny, and Dwayne, and every one of you, because we're going to get rid of the green man out of this constituency. Comrades, walk up.
Here I come again, before the presence be standing. So we're sure it's tonight.
You heard it from your candidates. Mayor Norman Scott, give him a rousing round of applause. Man means business. So comrades, to introduce the party leader and to endorse comrade Norman Scott, I bring to you the chairman of Region 4. Welcome Member of Parliament, Denise Daly.
Comrades! Norman, comrades!
Grew up in a place called Alabama. Spanish girls shouting over days and over. I grew up in a place called Inside City.
Comrade Chairman! Yes, so nice! I come with just a come. I come with just a come. We no want no moderation. I come with just a come. I come with just a come. We no want no moderation. All right. Now, comrade chairman. I them warn me them just every minute they run back and say, remember the clock, remember the time. So they know what me I do. But comrades, I just come to ask you a few questions before I do so. Let me pick up all the vice presidents, the general secretary, our next prime minister, comrade Mark Golden, comrade leader. Scotty, Norman Scott, versatile anywhere, but he can make sure he bring home the ticket and the people for the People's National Party. Councillors from near and far, candidates, warriors, workers, foot soldiers. Let me tell you something. I'm ready. We're ready. I'm ready. We're ready. And because it's one thing I get to do, and me got a little bit more than one. Me want to ask you a question because we know all the bright people in the audience. Tell me the highest score that the Jamaica Labour Party is getting right now in the poll. Eh? No man, where they get it from? The highest amount of percentage they get it for what? To run the country in a wreck. That's how they get the highest percentage in the poll. To do what? Run the country in a wreck. So, we better understand, and every time you get big number, good. Because they are the largest number now to mash up the country. So comrades, we don't want another big number left for that. We want to make sure that when our next leader is ready, if the score that he's getting is to bring Jamaica people out of poverty to prosperity. But I'm going to say 4 things to you. And when I don't tell you, I'm going to just make sure you get a leader. When you got market, we need the money. If If you feel satisfied, don't vote for PNP. And you go there, and if everything nice, and you buy everything with just the little money where you get as minimum wage, don't vote for PNP. When you go for pay the light bill, and if it is nice, and you have money for money can pay light bill, don't vote for PNP. When you go to supermarket, and you know if you have to compare shorty bread, one time I need big bread, now a pure shorty bread, and when you don't want shorty bread, you have to take a pure shorty bread. If you not that, then you know sir. And when you pay the water bill, and if you turn on the pipe, it doesn't flood down the place with water. It means you don't need no change. Comrade, I want to say to you, remember when you go into the polls, don't think about what we didn't get. Think about what you are going to get. And the only person can give you that is the People's National Party. So comrades, to me shots and I'm trying to go front. And you know the shots is right in there. Can't you follow more on that? But comrades, I bring to you now a leader, and I'm going to tell you now from my heart, because I am very happy, very, very happy, still sad to know that Norman Scott is worship the mayor of Spanish Town, one who work hard for the People's National Party, will no longer probably increase their division physically, but we know emotionally, mentally, he's still going to be there, because one thing with Norman Scott, he no forget nowhere, because he believe everywhere PNP business come first. So I want to pick you up. We will be down here with you. You're not alone. And it's a lane, we are lane. So if you don't get tired, give me him back. Because right now, a leader, a great man is going to come and endorse him. One who, when he first came in the party, I said to him, I don't know if he remembered, at a conference in Natalie Anita's constituency, I said, you're going to be the next prime minister of this country. Because I saw so much trait of Michael Manley that I did love in this man. And I must tell you, I'm an artificial man, I'm a bogus man, I'm a genial man, I'm a man when say, when mean, is not a man who wants nothing. Is a man who come to empower people so that this country can go back on the map as being one that is moving towards becoming a country that we don't have to go on backbench in the White House or sit down in a bathroom. We can't sit down up front because that's what we used to. All of a sudden now we're going in a bathroom and sit down and we tell people call with name. We want a prime minister when he step anywhere, then step on behalf of Jamaica. I give to you no other person than Mark Jefferson Warren.
Chairman, Mario Mitchell, all of the distinguished comrades on the platform, comrades, workers, warriors, supporters from Southeast St. Elizabeth and other parts of St. Elizabeth and even beyond. First of all, I want to say it's an honor and a privilege to be here in Junction again to talk to you tonight. I really enjoyed our motorcade today as we went through the highways and byways of Southeast St. Elizabeth. Although the roads were in a deplorable and terrible state, the people came out to greet us. Even though it was drizzling rain a lot of the time, they came out, and I saw and felt that the people have the energy for change. The people of Southeast St. Elizabeth are saying, come back, PNP, come back, we want you back, we want better, we want change. And comrades, you're getting a very experienced politician as your candidate. You're getting a man who is accustomed to running things efficiently and well. A man who has earned the respect as a top local government practitioner in this country, who has represented the people of the division from where he comes very, very well. And then he said to me, "Family leader, I want to go to Southeast St. Elizabeth. I believe the people there will accept me. And I believe I will serve them well. And I will deliver that constituency in the column of the People's National Party whenever the time comes." And I said to him, "Scotty, I know you can do it. And if the people here will accept you, you have my blessing." And I want to say to the Executive Committee of Southeast St. Elizabeth, respect you, because you approach this matter with maturity and with political acumen, and we delivered a smooth transition, and Norman Scott is now your candidate on the road to victory for the People's National Party here in this great constituency of Southeast St. Elizabeth. Comrades, we've had some excellent speeches tonight. It has been a powerful evening. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned as much as I have tonight. And I think the fire has been burning on this stage, and it is going to be resounding all across the country. When the truth is spoken, the power of the truth cannot be suppressed. As much as they would want to use threats of litigation and have their friends in the media make sure that certain things don't get the emphasis and coverage that it deserves, that doesn't matter to us, because we have our ways and means of communicating. We will go on the ground and we will have our meetings with the people all over this country so that their message and our message to them is heard, because that is how we brought this party back from where we were in 2020 to where it is now, with the Jamaica Labour Party a run up and down as a confused organization. They don't know what has happened, because Marky G and the PNP come here now to take over the thing and put Jamaica on the right track again. Comrades and friends, we mustn't be complacent. We mustn't take anything for granted. It is not going to be an easy road. We must all pull together. We must all rally behind each other. And we must all show the commitment to do the work that is required, and to make sure that when election day comes, every PNP who has the right to vote come out and vote in this constituency. And I want to tell you, some Labour right now go vote because them vexed and them disheartened. I met some of them today on the road and them say, boy, we're not going to take it this time because them see what I want. And Jamaica, comrades, Jamaica needs a new government, a new approach to governance, one in which we don't tolerate hanky-panky, we don't tolerate slackness with the people's money, and where we're honest with the people, and we don't try to trick the people and spin the facts and make the people misunderstand the situation that they are living in and get confused. We must be honest with the people at all times. The road of development is not an easy road. It requires vision and it requires a heart of care for the people. And I on this stage, that is what we are about. That is what the leaders of the PNP over the ages have been about, from Daddy Manley time, who was the architect of independent Jamaica, bringing the right to vote to Jamaican people. Before Daddy Manley put in the effort and got universal adult suffrage in 1944, you couldn't vote in Jamaica unless you were a money man. And the PNP was formed to overturn those iniquitous things and give the people their proper place in this country. And it started with Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley. Hear the man. And he went through to his son, Michael Norman Manley, a.k.a. Joshua, who delivered a revolution, a social revolution, a peaceful revolution in this country. 10 years after independence, nothing had changed. Poverty was high, unemployment was high, the system hadn't changed. Ordinary black people in Jamaica never had their rights. And it's Joshua Manley who said, no bastard not there again. Everyone laugh full. Who said women must get maternity leave with pay. Workers have a right to redundancy pay if they lose their job because the job is no longer available. And the Industrial Disputes Tribunal is there to bring justice for workers. And the workers of this country remember that. And the next PNP government will continue that work and that tradition. The contract work system, where workers are deprived their basic rights and benefits through legal devices like the contract work. In situations where it is just a sham, it is not a real situation, we are going to bring legislation to deal with that situation so our workers have their rights and their dignity and their respect in the workplace. The next PNP government has to be a government of progress when it comes to things like access to beaches, when it comes to things like how Rasta people are treated in schools, when it comes to things like indigenous people's rights, the Maroons and so on. We must be respectful and engage in dialogue with them, respecting the history and their struggle, and make sure that they feel justified that the government of Jamaica is looking out for their interests as true parts of our society here. Comrades, we have a lot of work to do. The fundamentals of the economy are wrong. The macroeconomics is fine. The debt is coming down. We have strong reserves. We have interest rates which are starting to come down again, etc. But the economy is not growing and the economy is not generating wealth for the people. And the economy is stagnant. And it's only a PNP government that cares for the people can get the necessary reforms and changes to the system to uplift the people and allow our Jamaican people to reach their true potential. Education is the key. Jamaica, the PNP has always been about education. We're the ones who introduced free education in the 1970s, primary, secondary, and tertiary. At the time, we struggled to afford it. But we are committed to an education system that delivers high quality education from the early childhood through to primary, which is the plumbing of the society, where the brains of our young children are formed and nurtured. We must ensure that they have adequate nutrition in schools. We must ensure that the teachers are properly trained to train them. And we must ensure that we put in the necessary investments so that by the time they reach 11 or 12, they are literate and they are numerate and they are ready to go to secondary school and achieve what they can and what they will. We need to have a training system that prepares our youth for the world of work by giving them the necessary skills for the jobs that are here now and the jobs that are to come. We must engage with the private sector and incentivize them to play a very active role in training our people, working with the state sector, heart and so on, so that our people can handle the high value added investments that are needed to make our people wealthy. This is part of our mission. We must rebalance our economy. Our economy is too dependent on remittances and tourism. Tourism has been the fastest growing industry, and we appreciate that. And we respect the tourist sector and the hotel sector. But it is always vulnerable to external and internal shocks. What about agriculture? What about rural development? We know that we are in a parish here that has the most potential probably of any parish to develop strong wealth for the people by the right support for agriculture. The General Secretary, Mr. Supercat now. Oh, you mean?
They want focus on the animal party, and they want focus with the human party, and they want culture in the ocean party. We say keep from it and cut the belly and party. They creeping and dancing and stamping yard.
Pull up that man. Yeah man, the video style celebrating all farmers. We have a brilliant General Secretary. The man is a doctor. The man has a law degree. And the man is our spokesperson for agriculture and fisheries and rural development. And I am going to give him full support for the development of our agricultural industry, because I want to see us reach our true potential in that sector to feed ourselves and export. Because we have some of the best produce in this country. A lot of it grown here in St. Elizabeth. But the farmers have been struggling. I went to Flaggermans and I met with some farmers, and they were telling me how they can't get access to any funding from the People's Cooperative Banks again because the requirements are out of reach. Or they don't have no water supply, and they have to spend how much money to get the water to just irrigate the land. Time come to deal with those fundamental issues and empower our farmers so that we can become a strong economic country that has a properly balanced economy. Not just two feet on the stool. We want to have a stool that can stand up and whatever the winds may be blowing. And comrades, we have tremendous potential in the area of logistics. Jamaica is blessed because we are right on the trade routes for the ships that go through the Panama Canal. And we have a vision where we will further develop all of the logistics industries, all of the warehousing and transportation systems, maritime, aviation, and rail, and get people to invest major funds in this country, because we can do value-added activities here that our people will get quality jobs, and where our people can uplift themselves and our GDP can move from being relatively low compared to our CARICOM partners to being on par with them and moving ahead of them. Comrades, these are important things that must be done. The GLP doesn't have a model of economic development. They inherited the model of financial management from Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson's Miller government, and they continued with that. And yes, we're glad because the debt is now where it is. We started it and they continued it. But it can't make our people happy, and it can't make our people rich. We need a more proactive policy around social development, investing in our people so that our people can be the source of the wealth of the country. And the People's National Party is fully committed to that. That is our vision and that is our mission, because that is what Jamaica needs at this time. So people, You're going to hear a whole heap of arms house argument in the weeks and months to come. You're going to hear a whole heap of lies and a whole heap of distortion. They're going to try to bring me down. They're going to try to bring down our key spokespersons. And they're going to try and trick the people and fool the people. And I say to you, don't be confused or distracted or misled by any propaganda, whether through social media or the traditional media. Stand firm physically and in your mind and be part of the agents of change that are coming to make Jamaica a better place for all PNP and Labour Right and No P, because we're not partial and we're not victimized. One Jamaica, and it's the PNP that have to lead it. And our hearts clean and our hands clean, and we're on the mission and we're going to do it for you and for your children and for your children's children, in the name of God Almighty. One love, comrades, one heart. The word is love. God bless you all.
Comrades, you heard it from the party leader and the next Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Yeah, man. And I need to close the proceedings by one formality. It is with great pleasure that I present to you your candidate for the next general election in the great constituency of South East St. Elizabeth, the one, the only, Norman Scott. Comrades, do what we have to do. Ensure the victory. Do it with honor. Do it with love. But do it in a very serious way. And we're not laying. We're coming hard to get this one. One love, comrades.
Comrades finally announced. Everybody come forth from my golden.
We are at the end of our meeting, but we sing Jamaica right before. But next week, we're going to be in Northwest St. Elizabeth to present Comrade Patricia as the candidate for St. Elizabeth Northwest. So we invite each and every comrade, Magati High School, next week Sunday at 6 o'clock, because PNP business must continue. Saturday. Oh, sorry. Comrade Saturday, not Sunday. Next week Saturday at Magati High School. So this Saturday coming, Jamaica Rise.